Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is your Ram Sahi. In this video, we are going to discuss about another 25 questions. We have discussed 50 questions so far. Now we are going to complete another 25 questions and we will make 75 questions for today. Let us start with the session. We have to arrange that AQI range and the EPA color scale. According to air quality index, 0 to 50, we have to if the range is about 0 to 50, it is good. If the range will be 51 to 100, it is about moderate. If the range is 101 to 150, that will be unhealthy for the sensitive students or sensitive group people. It will be very harmful, nearly like 100 to 150, and 151 to 200, it is unhealthy for everyone. This is the matching. Third one will be the correct answer. Let's go to the next question. According to National Atmospheric and Ocean Administration NOAA and Scripps Institute of Oceanography SIO, the global concentration of carbon dioxide in the Earth atmosphere is, at the time of 2017, it was 407 parts per million, but according to now, June 20 2023, according to now, it was 420.91 parts per million ppm. Now it was in the concentration of 4.2. That means we will say that 4.2 0.42 ppm. Before we said that 0.3 will be the 33 will be the carbon dioxide concentration, right, that time. But now it changed to 0.42. That means 420 ppm, 420.91 ppm. That is nearly equals to 0.421. Okay, let's go to the next question. Allogenic succession is derived by abiotic components of the ecosystem leads to the allogenic succession. There will be autogenic and allogenic. What is meant by autogenic? Autogenic is self. It will be done by the self, by the biotic components. Biotic components that are present inside the forest, that leads to the succession, that is known as autogenic succession. If the succession that led by the abiotic components like soil, water, temperature, everything that comes under the abiotic components, that leads to the succession, that type of succession is known as the allogenic succession. It is the succession that occurs outside of the forest or outside of the community, outside of anything. The succession that occur by the outside factors, that is known as the allogenic factors, allogenic succession, that is abiotic components. Keep in remember that abiotic components leads to the allogenic succession and biotic components leads to the autogenic succession. Let's go to the next question. REDD plus, red plus, it is what are the aims of REDD plus? Which among the following is correct? Incentives a break from the historic trends of the increase in the greenhouse gas emission. It implies that we have to break the history that increase in the greenhouse gases, right? That greenhouse gases, we have to reduce the greenhouse gases. That is one of the aim of REDD plus. And creating the financial value for the carbon capture and storage. And we have to reduce the carbon by sequestration, right? Sequestration by the carbon sequestration and carbon capture and storage in the form of first will be, we have to store in the major sink for the carbon is ocean, and next leads to the soil, next leads to the forest. We will conserve, we have to harvest, we have to reduce the carbon by the sequestration into the soil, water, and also by the trees or plants. Let's go to the next question. No, third option is there, right? Third option is also benefiting the food security. It leads to the benefit of the food security and promoting the ecosystem services and reducing the deforestation. These are the four aims of the REDD plus. Incentives to break the historic trends of increasing the carbon dioxide and greenhouse gases emissions, and creating the financial value for the carbon capture and storage, and benefiting the food security, and promoting the ecosystem services, and reduction in the deforestation. These are the four aims of REDD plus. Just keep remember, all these aims are very important. Let's go to the next question. Pyronometer. It is an instrument that measures the total solar irradiation. Total solar irradiation is measured by the pyronometer. And psychrometer. Psychrometer measures the atmospheric humidity. Humidity content that present in the atmosphere, that is measured by the psychrometer. Just keep all the instruments. These are the instruments which are very important. You have to keep remember that. Psychrometer, atmospheric stability. Rain gauge, precipitation. Rain implies the precipitation. Anemometer, wind direction. These first option will be the correct answer. Psychrometer. Let us repeat it once again. Pyronometer, solar irradiation. Psychrometer, atmospheric humidity. Rain gauge, precipitation. Anemometer, wind direction. Let's go to the next question. About the social forestry. Social forestry is the concept in India was first used in the year 1976. 1976, not the 1977, not this will be the wrong. And second option, social forestry helps in management and protection of environment, society and rural development. Social forestry project, this is correct one. It is management in the project protection of environment, social and rural development. And social forestry projects reduces the pressure on existing forest by planting the trees and all the unused fallow lands. That means it is helping the social forestry helping in putting the planting the plants that will reduces the pressure on the forest, that will reduces the greenhouse effect. Next, go to the next question. The World Environment Day theme, but this was 2017. We know it that one. We have to know the current affairs. That means current data we have to know. The world theme for the World Environment Day 2007. Theme for the World Environment Day 2023 is beat plastic pollution. Beat plastic pollution. We have to reduce the plastic pollution. That is the main theme of our 2023 World Environment Day. The solution to the plastic pollution under the campaign by the campaign of beat plastic pollution is the theme for World Environment Day 2023. Let's go to the next question. ISO 14000 series deals with the life cycle assessment. Among the ISO 14000 series, which will be dealing with the life cycle assessment. Life cycle assessment is dealing with the ISO 14040. ISO 14040 will deal with the life cycle assessment from the starting to ending of the life cycle of the EIA. It will deal with the life cycle assessment. Let's go to the next question. Chlorinated demand in water treatment refers to difference between the total chlorine added and the residual chlorine. The difference between the added chlorine and the residual chlorine. The residual means the last one, the end product of the chlorine, how much it is present, that the chlorine which is added in the first and at the end. The difference, how much the difference between them is known as the chlorine demand in the water treatment. Let's go to the next question. Correlation coefficient is denoted by the symbol R. Correlation coefficient is denoted by the symbol R, and it is also represented by the rho. Let's go to the next question. Primary data is obtained through the first hand investigation. Primary data we can get by the first hand investigation by the field. We have to go into the field and we have to do by our own the first data. The data which is done by the first hand investigation is known as the primary data, not by the published papers. If we copy from the published papers, it comes under the secondary data, not from the first data, or by the another party. It is not by the another party, it is by the self. By the self we have to participate in that either survey or any research. In that we have to participate and we have to gather the information primarily. That means first we have to gather that information, that is known as the primary data, which is not done before. That is by the first hand investigation. That is the primary data. Let's go to the next question. Analysis of variance, ANOVA. Analysis of variance is known as ANOVA. It comes under the parametric test. What are the parametric tests? ANOVA comes under the parametric test, Z test comes under the parametric test, and T test comes under the parametric test, and F test also comes under the parametric test. And non-parametric like man witness test and another different tests are available, that are comes under the non-parametric, and parametric F, Z and T and ANOVA. That means analysis of variance. Let's go to the next question. The GBH of the tree stands for, in the tree analysis, tree height measurement, GBH stands for, GBH stands for girth at the breast height. Girth is the breast height. It is around 1.37 meters from the ground. The ground, if the ground is if the tree is like this, for this tree from the ground level, here the breast height will be there, that is about 1.37 meters. Let's go to the next question. Computational diversity index made by Shannon Weaver method. And what is meant by MacArthur method? MacArthur method is also known as cyanide process. In this process, we use it to extract the silver and gold from the ores. Silver and gold we have to extract from the forest by using this process, by using the dilute solution of sodium cyanide and potassium cyanide. With using the potassium cyanide and sodium cyanide, we will make it as a liquid. We will make the gold or silver into the liquid form, and we will extract that one by the process. This process is known as the MacArthur method. The MacArthur is the scientist who invented this method. Let's go to the next option is that black rapid method. What is meant by black rapid method? It is also known as Walkley black method. Walkley black method. In this method we use it to quantify the amount of oxidable organic matter. Use it to quantify that organic matter, how much organic matter available. That organic matter is oxidized and by the presence of chromate and sulfuric acid. How much amount of the chromate is presence of sulfuric acid? In the presence of sulfuric acid, we use it to assess that how much organic matter is present, and remaining chromate is determined by the spectrophotometrically at 600 nanometer. First of all, we use it to chromate. We have to assess the chromate in the presence of sulfuric acid, and remaining chromate, the last chromate which is available, that is determined by the spectrophotometer. That means spectrophotometrically at the 600 nanometer wavelength, we will measure the chromate. And the calculation of organic carbon based on the organic matter containing about 58%. The organic matter is measurement takes place by the 58% of containing of carbon dioxide. Carbon content. By the 58% of the carbon content, we will measure the organic carbon, how much it is present, by taking as a base value. Let's go to the next option. Next option in this question is man witness test. What is meant by man witness U test? Man witness U test measures the central tendency of mean and the median. Means central tendency of different means and the medians. Man witness test used to test the means and medians of the central tendency. And one more method is also there, that is Wilcoxon method. In this method, we use it to measure the central tendency of two groups, but that are dependent groups. Difference between the Wilcoxon and man Whitney is only simple difference. That is, for in case of Wilcoxon, it is dependent variables, and in case of man Whitney, it is independent groups are there. Let's go to the next question. The answer will be Shannon Weaver for this question. Let's go to the next question. field based studies are related to, we know that field based studies are related to the real life situations. We have to get immersed in that situation, real life situation, and we will get the data by first hand, that we have seen, no, that one like a first hand data investigation that takes place in the primary data collection, that is through the field based studies only. Otherwise we can get the a lot of articles are available from the secondary data. We can gather that secondary data from different government institutes and other places. We can get the secondary data. Here they are telling about the field study, because of that we will get the primary data only, that is takes place in the real life situations. Let's go to the next question. This question also we will discuss very nicely and deeply. Temperature of the subsurface water is measured. Subsurface water is measured by the reverse thermometer. Subsurface means if the surface water like this is there, water is there, in this water the temperature how much is present in the underwater is measured by the reverse thermometer. And let's answer this question deeply. What is a Bethe thermograph? Bethe thermograph is also known as the expandable Bethe thermograph, XBT. It is also known as expandable Bethe thermometer. It is a thermometer that measures the temperature throughout the water column. If the water column is like this, in this water column from top to the bottom, it can measure the throughout the water column, the temperature level, how much temperature is present from the throughout the water column. It is measured by the Bethe thermograph. Reverse, we have seen that deep water thermometer. This is the reverse thermometer that is used to measure the deep water. And thermistor thermometer. Thermistor thermometer is the thermometer that measures the resistance, measure with the resistance. That means it resists the changes according to the temperature changing. According to the temperature changes, it also changes its value. According to the temperature, it will change the value, and it can measure even, just note this point, very important, it measures the variation of 0.0001 degree, 0.0001 degree centigrade also it can measure the temperature. 0.0001 degree centigrade it can measure. That much of a minute difference variation also it can measure. That is known as thermistor thermometer. Let's go to the next question. Winkler test is used to determine the concentration of dissolved oxygen in water. Validity of research can be improved by elimination of extraneous variable, because this extraneous variable is there, no, this is not the part of the research study, but it will affect the research. It will affect the internal validity. So internal validity, to make the validity, to improve the validity of the research, we have to eliminate the extraneous variable. Let's go, this is the correct answer. Let's go to the next question. In a type of relationship between two species X and Y, the benefit associated with the gained by both X and Y, but both can be benefited, but such association not obligatory, either of them. This type of association is known as obligatory. Means they cannot live without each other, but here they are asking that not obligatory. Not obligatory means proto cooperation. If they are asking about the obligatory, it will comes about symbiosis. The answer will be the proto cooperation. Let's go to the next question. We have to see that IUCN status of most of the animals, because where they can ask the question we don't know. IUCN status of animals and plants, that is most important. They will ask definitely question from that. As per the IUCN, Arsenus tibetanus is which one of the category of IUCN it comes under? Like Arsenus tibetanus is the name of Asiatic black bear. Asiatic black bear. Asiatic black bear. What is the IUCN status of this Asiatic black bear? Now also it is the status of vulnerable species. Let's go to the next question. One more question also came on the IUCN Heritage Hero Award. IUCN is more important. At the time of 2016, who got the IUCN Heritage Hero Award? Hero Award, a Heritage Hero Award got by the Vibhuti Prasad Lakhar. Vibhuti Prasad Lakhar got the IUCN Heritage Hero Award because of the conservation of India's Manas Wildlife Sanctuary. Remember that Manas Wildlife Sanctuary. He conserved that Manas Wildlife Sanctuary. Manas Wildlife Sanctuary he conserved at the time of 2060. Because of that, he got the Hero Award, Heritage Hero Award of IUCN Hero Award. That is Vibhuti Prasad Lakhar. He is the name of the person. Vibhuti Prasad Lakhar got the Heritage Hero Award in the 2016. Keep remember that. ERDAS software is used in RS and GIS, remote sensing and GIS, geographical information system. Due to the global warming, rise in the temperature, the maximum temperature experienced at ionosphere, that is known as thermosphere. From the atmosphere, the light, most of the temperature, the global warming rising takes place in the stratosphere and thermosphere only. But in stratosphere, it is somewhat less, but highest maximum temperature is seen in the ionosphere. That is answer will be the fourth option. Let's go to the next question. As per the Central Pollution Control Board standard, the maximum permissible limit of the suspended particulate matter, that means SPM, the sensitive area is 100 microgram cubic meter in air. 100 microgram cubic meter in air. But in case of RSPM, respirable particulate matter, RSPM, it is about 50 micrograms cubic meter in air. Let's go to the next question. Environment impact notification published in the Ministry of Environment and Forest, Government of India, 1994 has 4 schedules. In the first schedule, list of the projects requiring the environmental clearance from the central government. From the central government, it requires the clearance in the first schedule. And in case of second schedule, details of the procedure seeking environmental clearance project. Procedures, we have to develop the details and procedures in the second schedule. They will develop that. In third schedule, details of the composition of expert committee. The total details of the expert composition of expert committee environmental impact assessment is seen in the third schedule. And in case of fourth schedule, public hearing is most important. Public hearing and review by the committee takes place in the fourth schedule. By this, we will end up the session. In this session, this took the more time because we have analyzed each and every option of the each question, so that it took more time. But it is very useful session. Please keep touch with the channel. Like, subscribe and share the channel so that it can reach the more people and more people will get benefited. Please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you so much. This is your Ram Sain signing off.